Ariel Helwani in Midtown Manhattan alongside the former UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar, who of course will be a coach on the 13th season of The Ultimate Fighter, which premieres this Wednesday night beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern. And Brock, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, great to talk to you in person for the first time in a very long time. The first question, let's get it out of the way. I want to address it at the top. Everyone wants to know what happened to the beard. It wasn't just the most epic beard in MMA, one of the best in the world. Really.
Winter time's over, and it had to go. So no, it was. I've been growing the beard the last few winters because of hunting season and fishing and so winter's just about over. I'm hoping one last snowstorm though, but no, we just had to take it off.
So it won't be coming back for your next fight?
I don't think so. No, I think it took me like 4 months maybe to grow, but no. I appreciate people enjoying the beard though.
Yes, it was a phenomenon, and I predict that you being on The Ultimate Fighter will be a phenomenon. I think a lot of people are excited about this. And before we talk about that experience, I think we really need to start October 23rd, 2010. That's when you did lose your title to Cain Velasquez. Mm-hmm. A tough night for you. I'm sure you've been able to digest it since then. If you can, and look back what happened, what went wrong for you out there?
Well, I just actually watched the fight a week ago, and wasn't sure how to approach it. And I think it boils down to last year I had a lot going on in my life. I fought through diverticulitis, made my comeback, fought Shane Carwin, and then fought Cain Velasquez. As I watched the fight, I could see that that there was probably I just wasn't able to overcome Cain's. I really don't know what happened. He beat my ass. That's what happened, if I put it that way. But it's one of those things. I don't like to lose, and you dust yourself off and get back on the horse, and here I am. I mean, it's been able to work out. I don't know how it worked. I'm fighting the guy that if I would have beat Cain, I'm fighting Junior dos Santos. I'm doing the ultimate Fighter. Somehow I was able to land on my feet throughout this, and I suffered a loss, but I'm learning a lot from it. I made some changes in my training camp, and you got to just evaluate things, and hopefully these things are going to make a difference.
Do you still think about the loss?
I think of how I can fix things. It's water under the bridge, but it's one of those things where I've got to be able to go back and look at it and analyze it. And as I analyzed the fight myself with my coaching staff, I didn't do so bad. I rushed the fight. I put pressure on it. It was totally different. I rushed things. Changed the game plan a little bit on the fly. Was trading punches with him, and I got hit with a punch that I couldn't recover from. And it's one of those things. That's fighting. It's a matter of inches, and especially when you're dealing with heavyweights. And guys in there swinging little gloves around. Somebody's going to go down.
As you know, you're a hot topic in the sport. Anytime you do anything, it's major news. And after the loss, there was some speculation, rumors that you might be done with the UFC, that you were going to leave MMA. Was that ever the case?
It really never crossed my mind. I mean, what people really don't understand is that last year I had a lot of things, that happened in 1 year. From being sick to being on my deathbed, having another child, fighting 2 title fights. I was completely exhausted. I needed to take a lot of time out and get away from the spotlight, and now I'm able to come back. I feel very refreshed, and it never really crossed. I had to go back and analyze what I really wanted out of life. It's not just fighting. Do I want to go out and risk getting severely injured? Why did the fight go the way it did? And all these things, If there's a lot on the line. You know, it's not just a title. It's not. I'm not fighting to be the champion. You know, there's a lot of other things on the line that you put in store. You know, there's a lot of hard work, and I fight for my family, and I fight because I love it. There was a lot of speculation. I think I have no idea. Probably because I just go dark after, you know, even when I win, I go dark. If I lose, I go dark. I just need to get out of the light and get back and get grounded again, because my training camps are, to me, very, very long and strenuous, and the fight, the spotlight takes a lot out of me, and so I need to go back and get grounded and crawl back into my cave, and so there's probably, I can see where there was a lot of speculation, and then especially with the stuff with the Undertaker, and you know, so there was probably, it's amazing how I don't even have to go and tell anything, and just close the door, and people will talk about me for months to come, and it's a good thing.
I'm happy you mentioned The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, because after the fight, I don't know if you even know this, but I was the guy who was interviewing The Undertaker.
That was you.
That was
Yep.
me. And you know, I was interviewing him. I don't even know if you saw the clip, but he was, you know, we were asking about his thoughts on the fight, and then you walked past
Yeah, you know, I was a bit delirious. I went out, obviously, you know, Kane put me on a street that I didn't know the name of, and so I was looking for my way home. So I went out the octagon, and I was, you know, I had heard that Mark was, the Undertaker was going to be there, and there, you know, once again, I enjoyed working with Mark in the ring, but me and him, well, there were some things said we have a mutual friend, and that kind of really pissed me off.
He asked you, "Do you want to do it?" And we still don't even know what that means. What did that mean to you?
It's one of those things where we've got a mutual friend, and I overheard some things that he said about me, and then I had a rebuttal to it, and obviously he must have, our friend must have relayed the message to him, and he wasn't too happy. I don't know what he wants to do. Maybe he wanted to try to fight. I don't know if he was there.
He was offering
I don't
you to
know
fight.
if he was there to fight or what. You know, he wasn't. Or if he was there to get some attention, or what, I don't know.
Did you feel it was a little disrespectful? I mean, you just fought in a title fight. You know, you're obviously, like you said, you were trying to gather yourself, and then a guy who you have history with is essentially calling you out face to face. That not exactly the right time and place, wouldn't you say?
You know, the professional wrestling isn't. You know, these guys were a part of my life years ago. And I think they see me having success outside of of their universe that they can't do. You know, those guys, there isn't one other pro wrestler that can do and make the change like I did. So I think there's some animosity there from the professional wrestling aspect of things, because I can always go back and be a pro wrestler. They can't come and be an Ultimate Fighter, and so it's one of those things where I don't know what.
You think they're jealous of you?
I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't care. You know, whether for me, like I said, I was on a street that I didn't know the name of that night, and I was walking out, and I happened to see him standing there. And the last conversation I had with Mark was a year prior to that, and I heard that he had said some things about my life, and I wasn't happy with it, so I had a rebuttal to it, and so. Part of me wasn't even conscious, you know, when I walked out of the octagon. So, you know, Mark, if he, Mark ain't got a shot in hell. I mean, if he wanted to make the transition against me, I'm up for it, you know. But I mean, I'm with a company now that I'm with, and I don't even know where it came from. You know, I was walking out, he was standing there. I was on a street that I didn't know the name of, and so that's what happened.
It turned into it was talked about more than the actual loss.
Yeah,
ESPN was, everyone was talking about it. 4 million views on YouTube. Personally, I couldn't believe it, and everyone wanted to know if this was, you know, because wrestling, MMA, they wanted to know, were the lines being blurred here, or was it in fact a legit beef? You are saying it is a legit beef, correct?
It is. I'm not. I don't. It is a legit. I got a problem with him. You know.
Have you talked to him since?
I have not. No.
Any interest?
I don't need to. I've got to. I'm focused right now on. I don't want to get caught up in any of this other stuff. I'm a coach on the Ultimate Fighter. I want my title back. I got to beat Junior Dos Santos and Cain Velasquez. I've got a lot. My hands are full right now, and so that's all I'm focused on right now.
When Dana White called you up and said, "We want you to coach the Ultimate Fighter," what was your initial reaction?
No.
Why?
I didn't want to. I'm comfortable where I'm at, and I didn't want to go to Las Vegas for 6 weeks.
How much convincing did he have to do?
Quite a bit.
Are you happy you did it?
I am now. Yeah, I am.
So the experience was maybe a little more enjoyable than you had expected?
Well, I think for me, I'm a guy that I don't like to be out of my comfort zone, and it was good for me to get out of my comfort zone. I discovered some things that I needed to discover in Las Vegas. And,
can you elaborate on that?
Well, I was able to when you start coaching and teaching the things that you've acquired and forgot about for I've been wrestling now for 25 years, so, and I was able to sit back and not be under any pressure and watch my coaching staff teach and allow myself to teach things to these guys that wanted to learn things. I was able to learn things, and so it was refreshing. It was outside of my environment. We were in an environment where these guys needed, were looking for, they want, I found myself being in their shoes too, because here I am, a former champion, and they got the same thing in mind. They want to be an Ultimate Fighter. Well, I am an Ultimate Fighter, but I want to be a champion again. So I found that I could put myself in their shoes a little bit, and we need to break it down, get back to the basics, and learn how to just win fights. And so it was a good thing.
All right, just two more questions before we let you go, and we appreciate the time again. What was it like? I know you're very reserved. I know you like to, you like to train at home. You like to surround yourself with your friends. What was it like every single day having to see the guy that you're going to have to fight in a couple of months?
I don't have any beef against Junior, other than the mere fact that he's in my way to get a title shot. I didn't have much interaction with him. There was a few things, but I got to discover that, I got a read on a guy that deep down in my heart and soul and in my mind that I know I can beat. So it was a confidence thing for me to be around a guy like that, and every day, and I didn't feel threatened by him whatsoever. So it was a good thing. I was able to. I'll carry that over into my training and into the fight.
Here's the final one. I think a lot of people will be mad at me if I don't ask this question. There's a big event going on in Atlanta this Sunday. Are you familiar with it, WrestleMania?
I will not be there.
You will not be there.
No.
I had to ask it.
No.
I'm sure you understand.
No, I like there someday, if there was the opportunity for me to get back in the squared circle again under the right circumstances, but my home is the octagon right now. That's where I feel, that's my home. If someday the right opponent and the right circumstances came about, I would never say never, but it won't be October 3rd.
Well,
it won't be April 3rd.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that is great to hear. The 13th season of The Ultimate Fighter kicks off this Wednesday on Spike TV beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern. Brock Lesnar, Junior Dos Santos, they are the coaches. And also big news in the Brock Lesnar world, his book comes out, Death Clutch, written with your good friend Paul Heyman,
Yes.
which we can't wait for. This comes out May 24th.
May 24th.
Good process writing this?
It's been, like I said, I've had a busy life. Yeah, it was a fun process. Paul's a great, good friend of mine, and we had fun. There were some comfortable moments and some uncomfortable moments in the book, and so, yeah, it'll be good. It's action packed and full of lots of stories.
Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
time. Good luck in
Thanks.
June.
Thank you.